Solo Leveling is back. We watched the recap episode, we watched the brand new episode, and the gang is back together and about to explore some exciting stuff. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, Brent here back with Man the Myth Marvel Will Parker, where we're talking about all things Marvel, DC, Lord of the Rings, anime, gaming, and more. This time, Soul Leveling episode 7.5 and episode 8. Will, Mr. Ninja, your thoughts?
Look, 7.5 was recap due to some, I guess, some unforeseen issues they had on their end. They had to just kind of recap pretty much the entire season, which it was a nice recap. Like it everything flowed. They covered everything that happened in the previous 7 episodes, but kind of felt it was not really necessary at this point. We just kind of want to keep trucking, but I understand stuff happens. As far as episode 8, getting into it, the fact is that we get right back into Jinwoo reconsidering the offer, and it's like, yo, I'm gonna do it with you because he done figured some stuff out, or he's trying to save his mom and kind of get some stuff situated. Like that's a big turning point. So that's why I kind of felt like this episode really set up things to open up. Like we're about to start getting a lot more exposition, which is one of my favorite things. A lot more of the story from different characters' perspectives instead of just being focused on Jinwoo, because we just been focused on him and watching him level, and we don't really know what's been going on with everybody else. We kind of get little bits and pieces, but now we got more of a okay, who all's involved. I said Jinho's back in the mix because he accepted the offer to go help him. You got Juhi showing up at some point. You got Mr. Song who lost an arm. Like everybody's kind of coming back into the fold. So like I'm very happy with this episode, even though there was no killing.
Yeah, like there was no violence, there was no any of that stuff, but all the reports that came out was that the actor had COVID, so they had to set this back, and then the actor already on top of that was bleeding from his vocal cords because of all the screaming he's been doing from the previous episodes. So it's like, yeah, he was shot anyway. Take your time, rest up. We'll understand. Like, there's tons of great content going on right now, most of which we already have covered on the channel. So check that out. Shameless plug. But anyway, back to the episode. Like, look, with all the great stuff that happened, Kang is the one where my entire focus is right now, just like it was supposed to be for the Marvel Universe. Kang Tai-shek, B rank. He's out here babysitting these criminals, and he's staring at Song Jin-woo, analyzing the ever-loving crap out of him. And he's quiet, he's soft-spoken, he's straight to the point. Like, how much does he know, and why in the world would you summon this group from that specific dungeon where you had all the interviews about? It's like all of a sudden these people showed up, all of a sudden he was healed. Why would you bring this group together, throw in 3 criminals, and then have Kang babysit them? Like, people know more than what they're letting on, and that I'm very excited for. I'm still kind of perturbed that Mr. Kim and Mr. Kang are here, considering that they were cowards and they literally gave up on their friends and all their fellow guild hunters and just ran out. I understand people have personal responsibilities, but it's a bad look. And the fact that we're finally talking about Jeju Island, which was the opening of this series. So having that come back full circle, be like, hey, we both lost somebody over there. We're going to go get something going on here. And with the extra emphasis on all the bling that he had on his hand from the director. There's a lot of pieces in place. You had some thoughts on why Kang is now in charge of this.
Oh, it's a setup. It's a setup all day. It's got to be. All right. Every hunter that was involved in that initial experience with Jinwoo that survived was brought back into the fold. So again, having Juhi there, and this is kind of her resurgence back into the hunting, because again, she's been, PTSD. She's been dealing with a whole lot of stuff. Song's still been continuing his training, and he's like, yo, now I got to learn magic, to kind of offset me not having an arm over here. And then you got the other two, the cowards, Kim and Kang, that, the other Kang, Mr. Kim, Mr. Kang. Let me make sure I separate them. Mr. Kim, Mr. Kang, who ran out. So that, and then they're back in the fold. I don't think them two are going to survive. Like, they may or may not, or if they do, it's going to be, hey, we're sorry, we'll indebted ourselves to you or something to that effect. But those 5 brought together, as well as the criminals, because I think the purple Kang, purple hair Kang, it's ironic that he's purple as well, should know that something's up, and I think he's trying to trigger Jinwoo into showcasing his skills. That's why he asked specifically who's going to lead, and kind of he's already setting the trap. He's setting the bait, and then with these ravenous looking criminals who get very antsy when a young lady is joining them, like yeah, like he picked these criminals because one of them is probably going to try something, and Jinwoo's going to go off and handle, because remember he's still classified as like what, an E rank.
He's still classified as a B rank. Kang is the strongest one there at a B rank. These criminals are C's, so they should
Yeah,
have their way with everybody else.
yeah. So like everybody is considered lower. I think everybody's in that C. What, I don't even know what Song is rated at. I think
I
he
think
was
he was a C when he had both arms, but
arms.
now he's like, yeah, I'm a fighter who's been basically handicapped. I'm not who I thought I was anymore.
Yeah. So, and I think the other ones are D ranks and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting seeing how it goes, because Kang's got full control of those three, and I wouldn't be surprised if he unleashes them to kind of see what's going on and test some stuff. Because we also got Che Ha, who was propositioned to be the guild master of the new guild that's forming from Jin-Hu, but she turned it down. I think that may come full circle at some point as well, because again, with President Bike, like the red haired dude, like again,
Mm-hmm.
he got some anger issues. He got some stuff he's trying to settle. So all of this kind of coming in this episode and setting up, and then we're about to go into a dungeon, and it's like we're gonna be just locked in the dungeon for the next episode or two. Like yeah, it's about to get real.
This anime has not disappointed, or webtoon, however you want to categorize it, has not disappointed in the slightest. Loved everything we've seen thus far. There's a lot of moving pieces to things. And I think Kang ultimately has been listening to everyone saying, wow, you look taller. Wow, your leg came back. And he's like starting to put two and two together and be like, I know we tested you, but did we really test you all that much at the right time? Because he hadn't done any training yet, so he was still, all intents and purposes, garbage. E rank, bottom of the barrel. And now, if they put him to the test now, he's probably like, yo, this dude might actually be stronger than me. So, a lot of exciting things to take a look at. Very happy with what we've gotten so far from them. Thank you, Manwa, for such an amazing job of this episode. And be sure to hit that lovely red subscribe button if you've been enjoying what you've been listening to for the last 7.5 minutes. We have tons more great stuff coming for you guys, the viewer, right around the corner. I'm going to dive into Ninja Kamui, have our Bad Batch recap episode, and maybe even a watch party, depending upon if you guys want that. Be sure to leave their thoughts in the comments below. We'll see you in the next episode.